from May. I can remember from May 27th last year. I did not go to church. May, June, July. I went back to church again in October.
What made you take that decision?
Because I felt like these people wananikimbiza sana. They're expecting me to behave. I cannot behave that way.
Ni nini hizo walikuwa nataka ufanye zenye ulikuwa unaona ni too much mpaka ukaona they are not embracing you as you are?
Okay, you see for one, like, okay, I'm a girl, you know.
Yes.
So you see, women in church, they expect you being a girl, you should maybe like be in a very long dress, you know.
Oh.
Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Actually, I think my main issue was about dressing.
Okay.
And so for me, I was like, if I'm going to a party, I'll dress like someone going to a party, you know. If I'm coming to church, I'll dress like someone coming to church. So for me, I think these things are becoming too much. And so there's even a point you can go to a place and you feel that you're not welcomed. Hata kama hautongeleshwa, you can just like I can just come in here and I feel the atmosphere is not clean. And you know, like instincts never lie. Instincts are always true. So for me, like enough is enough. I don't care. Enough is enough. So for me, nikatoka.
So they were mostly commenting about your dress code.
Dressing. And so maybe someone like, I think there's a point I met with one of the church members. I think it was at around 11 p.m. Yeah. I was from a friend's baby shower. So I don't know what this person thought of me and went and told the others. Now you can imagine. Mtoto wa pasa anatoka wapi saa 5 usiku.
Unachoma?
Una get? Yes, sasa. So for me, so at some point, so I was like, you know what? I want to become like my mom sasa. I want to become that no nonsense woman. Hapana, nilirusha mkono. And I said, you know what? I am over 18.
Yeah.
And I cannot start to kukaa hapa. Depression imenigonga, like I've just had enough of this depression and all stuff.
Yeah.
So I stayed at home. Mom and dad did not know that I was not going to church. They didn't know.
What do you mean they didn't know? You guys live in the same house?
No. So they shifted. Me live alone. So no one knew. Did you go to church today? Yes. That's it. So, unknowingly, I think I got into another depression because I was not talking to anyone. I was just locking myself indoors. I was only going out of the house on Mondays and Tuesdays when I'm going to class. But the rest of the days I was in the house locking myself. So in now July, I think things got to worse. Because now I started having migraines. Kichwa inauma mpaka hulali. You taking painkillers, you doing what? Kichwa inauma. So like, now what am I going to do? So in August after election, I had done my hair. So I was like, you know what? You know, anytime you're stressed, the only thing you have to do is scratch your hair. Most people do.
Yeah.
Or when you're trying to think a lot. So after elections, I think elections were done on a Tuesday. So on Thursday, I went to the barber shop and told them, kata hii nywele. I used to have a very long hair. So this barber shop was a Maasai. And I came to not learn their culture that as a Maasai man, you should not supposed to shave a woman's hair.
Oh.
Especially without the knowledge of maybe her family or her spouse. So this Maasai ananiambia, madam, are you serious? I'm like, yes, I want this hair cut. I want this hair short. And I was like, apana, what will your husband say? I told them, no, I'm not married. I want this hair cut. So this person was like, apana. So what I did, because niliona aniwestia time, I asked him, are you going to shave me or not? So he was like, anachukua mashini, kama anatetemeka anarudisha mkono.
Guy.
Like hapana. Inywele mzuri nikamwambia kata inywele. So nikaona ni kama ananipeleka hivi, nikachukua makasi mimi mwenyewe. Nilikuwa nimeshika katikati, so there was a band there. So I cut the band and I threw that piece down. So I asked him, are you still going to shave me or not? So there maybe I think akatulia kaona nimekata, niko serious. So he shaved me nicely and he put some curl kit on it.
Let me ask you, what were you trying to achieve because you've talked about going through a depressive episode, right?
Yeah.
and then you had no one to talk to. So it was just you against the world.
Yeah.
You and your thoughts, you and your feelings,
Yeah.
and nowhere to pour it out. And then you decide to cut your hair. What were you trying to achieve by doing this?
Personally, I think I was trying to achieve two things. Number one, I was trying to do away that pain of kujikuna kichwa, because I was just feeling pain. That scratching of the head, trying to think, you know. Then number two, you see, when I felt that nywele sasa imekuwa mzigo pia kwangu. Among all these other stresses, nywele pia imekuwa stress juu ya stress nyingine. So nobody knew why I had cut my hair. So hata wenye wanajua maybe sasa wanajua sasa hivi vile naongea. So people like, you look nice, you look nice. Deep down, I didn't want to cut this hair. I love my hair very much. I didn't want to cut my hair. So people like, you look nice, you look nice. Even I thought my dad would complain. You look very well. Everyone was like, you look nice. So it's like, me, I'm Jewish. I'm the one who knows why this hair is down. So after shaving now, even in school, everyone was like, wow. Hey. So now after the elections, in September, I think I went to not in September, sorry, I think in November, I went to a church. No, was it? Sorry, no, it was in October. Yeah, towards the end, I went to a church. That was my first time going to church after 27th of May. So I went to that church. It was the pastor in charge is a family friend. So when I went there, I was welcomed warmly. I think that was my first time feeling some sort of relief after being through a lot. I felt some sort of relief, because even you see, like, because in my previous church I used to sing in the praise and worship team. You know, so being a pastor's daughter, you lazima ushike line. So there I went there. They asked me to sing. I sang. And when I went back home, I think that was the first time I was smiling after a very long time, because I felt I felt some warmth. I felt some cloud of peace in my heart. And so, but now again, nikasema I don't want to be going to that church every Sunday, because first I want to seek God's direction, because sort of fanya vitu kienyeji, because my biggest fear was, what if nikienda kwa nifanye kama wale wengine. So now, so that was in October. So I went to that church again like 2 times, and then I stopped. Pia nikakaa chini kwanza, nikasema hapana, I want to find my peace now. Because I was telling myself, if I go to another church, or if it happens I be going to that church, wanikosea tena, mimi na kanisa, I'm done. If it's going to hell, let me go, but mimi na kanisa, I'm done. So in December, I have a cousin of mine who has a church in Syokimau. So this time they had a worship experience. And a woman, a guest speaker woman was invited, who was preaching. And I think from that day till today, I gained confidence in myself. And I normally tell myself that I owe no one an apology. I owe no one an apology in the way I'm living my life. At first, one thing that impressed me about her, I was looking at her dress first. It was slightly above the knee. She was wearing heels. And she was preaching as someone about the prodigal son and, you know, that story. So her main teaching was, learn to embrace people, don't judge people. Because the only person who has the courage to judge or the right to judge is God, not God.
True.
And so that now I looked at this picture now in a logic way. That is the difference you find in churches. There's some churches you go, you find there are no youths. Totally, there are no youths. Totally. There's some churches you go, you find youths flooding there, because that is where they're finding peace. So she was saying, especially women in church. Women in church are the ones who are letting our churches down.
Really?
Yeah. Because you find, for example, you see most people who sing in the worship team in many churches are these young girls.
Yes.
So maybe you find someone has not come to church for maybe for like 3 weeks. So when she comes the 4th week, amekuja kuimba, you see women are like, how is she coming after a long time and going to sing there? How do you know where she was?
So you nini?
You know, like, you know, like maybe you are there doing your own things, now you're coming to dirtify. You know, the church is holy. So umepotea wiki nne hatujui kwenye ulikuwa.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Exactly.
Umetoka kupiga usherati alafu unakuja.
That not yes, exactly.
That is what they mean. Hatujui kwenye umetoka.
Yeah. So that woman was saying, hata kama ametoka wapi, hiyo ni yeye na Mungu wake. Who are you to judge? You know, and for me, I took it very well, and I took it very warmly. And I think from that day on, actually, I was also very judgmental, by the way.
Oh, really?
I was very judgmental. But from that day when I came to learn, and before you judge someone, learn the root cause of whatever they're going through, or whatever they are doing. You see, like for instance, I had a friend who was a very alcoholic one. So where I live, this person used to come to there's a woman with a kakibanda there. So he used to come and asking this woman for water. So this woman could pour water on him instead of giving him water to drink. So I just asked that woman. So like, hey mama, why are you pouring water on him? Anakuja hapa kuchafua kibanda na fukuza customer. Then for me I was like, if you could give him this cup of water, could have gone. And the next time when he comes, you can just sit with him down, pick a story, mwambie baby, unajua pombe iko 1 2 3 1 2 3. But inside of you are chasing him away. And that is the problem you find many youths involving themselves in social crimes, you know, because the society is condemning them and then huko. You see, actually you see women telling, usitembee na mtoto wa fulani ni mbaya. You know, for me, hapana. I don't like it. And I also tell women, don't tell your child to be like mtoto wa fulani, because even that fulani wants their child to be like another mtoto another fulani. You see. So for me, the best I was thinking that for parents, especially now after going through a counseling psychology class, for parents, especially your children when they become teenagers, like try and be a best friend to them. You know, there's a time to beat, of course, but there's a time kiboko ifanyi kazi.
Oh, you're in support of beating children?
No, I'm not in support. But you see, there's some point. Pia kuchapa hizi saidia. Only words can help. You know, because you see sometimes parents, you can beat too much, and even the child becomes more rebellious. Because for me, I think there's a point inafika mtoto afike kuchapa totally.
I don't even ascribe to beating. That's why I'm asking you. I believe in that. Umeona vile tu nimekurukia hapo.
Oh yeah.
Me, I believe in communication.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because for me, I believe when you talk to a child kindly, you will not have to beat. You know.
That's true.
Kumbia usifanye hivi na hata fanya, but especially teenagers. I normally see when you see there's a day I was coming home from school, and you see I was in a vehicle. So there's this child, I think alikuwa class 6. So they were sitting next to me with her mother. So she told her mother, "Mama, nimesahau kitabu shule ya homework." Where? That woman, I think she spoke over 1,000 words.
Guy.
Umesahau kwa nini? Sijui nini? Noma ile mka mtiani. Wewe ni mjinga kama babako.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, women. Okay, but okay, let's blame the mother in a way, but because you see okay, in nature, they say that a woman is an incubator of a word. You see, for a woman, you can tell a woman, you can give her a one sentence as a text, but you can return it to you as a paragraph. So that is the nature of women. Ama naweza kwambia kitu tu kidogo like, excuse me, maybe like, can you help me? You know, the way women are. But for me, I didn't. So look at that. This child was, hey, kwanza that mjinga kama babako. I felt for that child.
It was not necessary.
It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary for that child.
Now, I want to cut you short for a little bit.
Okay.
I want to take you back because there's something that you said, and I think we should stay there for a little bit.
Okay.
You said women in church are the ones who are letting us down.
Most, yeah.
Most.
99% actually.
99%. Because they are very judgmental. And
Very.
It's not a lie. In your own terms, how old are you?
I'm 22.
20. So you're still an adolescent. No,
Okay,
because of the generation gap, I want you, from your own perspective, to tell me, how would you want these women to air their views or give their point of view without coming out as being so condescending and so judgmental? Because they make very interesting comments. Ukivangua fupa tutaangusha pasta. Is it my fault that these people don't have self-control?
No.
Mimi nimekuja kutafuta Yesu.
Exactly. And
So nimetoka pengine I've been posted somewhere for a month or 3 weeks. Nimerudi church. Sijapiga usherati. What makes you think nimetoka kupiga usherati? So how best can they really tell us their point of view without sounding ni kama hawatuamini? Oh no, si. Okay. Mimi niko kwa hiyo ligi ya kuvaa nguo fupi.
Okay, for me I was thinking, you see, especially for teenagers, if you want to reach a particular teenager, don't go to them personally. Get a group of them, take them somewhere, talk to them in a group. You see, when you talk to them in a group, when you see something, and this one teenager has did it, maybe it was something wrong, you see, when you say like, it's not good to come to church in a short dress, or maybe a micro mini dress, try and maybe ongeza kidogo, you know. You see when I'm in church, okay, so sometimes, but then you can find, you see, sometimes teenagers are, like you see, there's this hormone that is secreted in teenagers. There's a lot of hormonal imbalance in teenagers. Yes. So you find they have this ego, and it's not them. That ego is what is controlling them. So that's why you find ukichapa teenager, utamchapa mpaka wewe ndio utachoka kumchapa.
That's true. Kwanza unamchapa ndio unafuel hiyo rebellion. Exactly. Wanakuwa zaidi.
Tunamchapa ndio umenichapa leo, utakesho unanichapa.
Yeah, that's true.
So for me, this is what I tell teenagers. You see, when you go somewhere and I find maybe a girl in a very micro-mini, whatever. So I told her, hey, mambo poa, you look smart, but next time, ambia fundi, ongeze kama material. That girl atajon memwambia aje next time, come with a little bit.
Yeah.
When I tell this girl like that, I'm sure next time hata kuja na mfupi tena.
That's true, because you're communicating with a lot of love and a lot of understanding. Exactly. Of course, we are not saying that we go to church kama tumevaa zile vitu za sherehe. But kuna zingine hata when comments are made, I'm like, okay, is this even practical? Like, what does this have to do with my personality? It's just a fashion sense, which is my way of dressing. So, and it's not my fault if people are falling.
It's true. By the way, it's true.
Yes.
Even Jesus was tempted by Satan, but did he fall into temptation? No.
Oh, sio mimi nimesema hivyo.
No, it's true. So pastors like have your own self-control by the way. By the way. You see, actually, in class, I remember very well in class 5, and I normally see this woman every day. You see, when I go to Ushago, I don't go to church by the way. Because now churches, especially at our home, the pastor there, I don't know. Sorry to say, I don't know he's like holier than Jesus, but sorry to say, I'm just, for the lack of a better word. You see, like in this church, you see when there's a wedding, you see the way we enter, you see like you enter a girl and a boy. There you cannot enter like that. In that church, there's no like kissing of bride. There's no.
Oh.
So when I was in class 5, my cousin had a wedding in Nairobi. So when we went home for Christmas, the dress that I wore in the wedding, nikaenda kama nimevaa. You know, this woman came to me. I'm only a class 5 little innocent girl.
Yeah.
Coming and putting a lasso on my back.
Guy.
And a lasso on my upper. Ukanekelea hapo on my laps.
Kwa nini?
They're saying that dress is indecent. I'm only class 5. So me told her, by the way, I am from Nairobi. So you need to understand. Yes. And I think I don't go to church by the way when I go at home. I don't go to church.
Nauliza, why are we sexualizing our children? An 11-year-old.
11. No, I was 10.
You were 10?
Yes.
Mtoi amevaa vile amevaa, ni mtoto. Like, there's nothing to admire really. Why are we thinking the worst that ataonekana ama anaonyeshana? Nini anaonyeshana?
Imagine a class 5 girl. Put a here. So for me, I was that. Mimi kiniambia hata mimi nitakwambia. Because I was so angry. So and it's like nile mbele.
Do you even understand?
Everyone's looking at me. Everyone's looking at me. Because for me, it was like the wedding that I was in a church. The same, and here I am in a church. So what's the difference between this church and this church?
But when she covered you, did you understand?
She was like, ati imefunika sana. And you see, you see for them, they say that I don't know my mother tongue.
Okay.
Wanasemanga hivyo. They say that these children from Nairobi, they don't know to talk their mother tongue. But see, for me, I know. But nilikuwa nimenyamaza. So she was talking in her mother tongue, but me I'm understanding. Hapana yangu imefunika sana, no. So my mother was looking at me. So my mother was like, nini. So I'm like, how am I even going to talk? I'm feeling like crying. So I just stood up and I walked home. So when my mother reached home, she asked what was the problem. Then I told her, that woman, that old woman, she doesn't even have shame. How can she cover me in front of all those people? Then my mother was like, what did you tell her? I told her I'm from Nairobi. So my mother and my grandmother were laughing. And so I was like, why are you laughing now? Because me, I'm hurt. And you know, I see that woman even today. And I'm telling you, I normally say that one day if I happen to run to her, akiwa peke yake, nitamwambia.
I heard you say you felt hurt.
I felt hurt.
You felt hurt because?
Hiyo kuniambia mbele ya watu. Amenishi ati leso. Like nimeingia hata sijaka, not even 10 minutes are over. You're standing there, you're there.
So alikuwa embarrass. You felt ashamed.
I felt so bad. I felt so bad. And I think that was my mwisho wangu kuna kanisa nikiwa ushago.
Then something else I've picked. I don't know whether you've noticed how many times you've repeated the fact or the sentence being a pastor's child, being a pastor's daughter. Umerudia mara mingi, and I'm wondering if you were not a pastor's daughter, what kind of lady would you be?
I don't know.
Compared to the kind of person that you are, because now you're living with the guidelines of being a pastor's daughter. Na kuna venye society will expect you to behave in a certain way, relate in a certain way.
Okay. If I will not have been a pastor's daughter by now, Mungu tu anajua.
Allah?
No, let me be honest. No, let me tell you one thing. Go ask those people who are coming from pastor's family, they will tell you. No, you know when you being in a pastor's family, most of the things you're doing not because you want, because you're forced to.
Unasikia?
I'm telling you. Like for us, church was a must. That is, whether you like it or not, church was a must. And you see, in our house, there was no wearing of trousers. Yes. Oh my. I never used to wear trousers when I was young. I think I wore my first trouser when I was in Form 1. Yes. The only time I used to wear trousers when I was young, maybe when I'm sick and I'm being taken to hospital and usiku. But the rest of I used to wear skirts and dresses.
Na ni refu.
And now you see my mother now, there's a time we were shifting. I remember she took now my trousers zote akapea majirani. So I was like, what sense are you making here? Unanikataza nivae trousers, mbona unapatia mtu mwingine avae basi sipio mkataze? Because even house helps who used to come to work in our house, they were being told by my mom, here we don't wear trousers. Yes. And no wearing of skin tights. Wear decently.
Did you understand where this was coming from? Was there a time she explained to you where this issue of dress code is coming from? Ama it is do as I say.
So for me, I was like, sinajo tu jibabangu ni pastor ni hivyo tu.
Okay.
Mimi tasikura kujua. Because you said at some point, but I was very tired of mom. Actually, I remember when I was in high school, at the time she wanted to beat me because I came home, nilikuwa nimekata skirt. I was given a skirt imefika hapa and mimi ni nani? I went and nikaichop takwa above the knee kidogo.
Yes.
Because even in school, actually nilismona na wewe sana because of my skirt. I cannot wear such a skirt. Hapana. You'd rather give me a dress, but I cannot wear a skirt imefika huko bali hapana. And my skirts never had admissions, and I was a Form 1 by then. So you see at some point, she just looked at me. Utakuwa tu mkubwa. So I think hapo tukaanza kusikizana kidogo. So Form 1 after I came home for midterm, I wore a trouser. And so she was saying, now if you decided to wear trousers, vaa trouser na ufunge leso.
Okay.
Niko na panda, hii ni jela times 2. Because now what made me actually start wearing trousers was like, I was imagining myself. You see, when you're in high school, after mefunga shule, you can't miss that kuna kale kabashka hapa kahapo. I cannot go to a bash in a dress or mask. And then you see, when I'm going for a bash, I'll go dressed like I'm going for a bash. You get what?
Kuna dress code ya bash na kuna dress code ya shule na kuna ya kanisa.
Ndio hiyo sasa. So my mom hakuwa anajua hiyo. So I used to do this. Nilikuwa natoka, tuko kwa nyumba, nimefunga leso. Nikifika hapo kwa compound na nika leso hapo. Natoka nje. That is what I used to do. Nikirudi, nachukua leso yangu, naingia na kwa nyumba. So anaona kama nafunga leso, so hajui nini na happen. So one day I was caught. So kwenye nilikuwa nimeweka, kumbe alikuja akatoa. So nikikuja na alikuwa hapo kwa dirisha kishi, so ananichungulia. So mimi nikiingia kwa compound kwa hanglet, naona hakuna leso, nilikuwa nimeweka kwa leso. So then I had a calling, unatafuta nini?
Kai.
So you see, and me with them from nikiwa mdogo, I'm that kind of person. Kikiumana kimeumana. Mimi natafuta leso yangu nilikuwa nimeacha hapa nje. So she's like, okay, so that is what you've been doing until mom, you know what? Mimi nikisema na leso, Hao wengine wamevaa vizuri. Mimi nakaa kama mshosho. Mbona mimi peke yangu? You know, nikambe don't want to know. The fact is this, mom. See, at the end of the day, you being a pastor's wife, your husband being a pastor, I'm a daughter to a pastor, but I'm not a pastor. So you can't force me to think that. You cannot force me into things. So my mom was quiet. So she waited for my father. Ebo mimi bako venye umeniambia. So I told that that is 1, 2, 3, evil. Then I told Dad, you know what? At the end of the day, on Judgment Day, if it is there, everyone will give an account of them personally. Will not be accounted that at mimi nilikuwa mtoto wa pastor. No, you'll give an account for your own deeds. Mom the same, me the same. So mimi niachwe. But then like niliongea dini kashangaa nimetoka confidence. For real, but I was very tired. Because I wasn't even friends were coming to tuone mahali I couldn't go because I cannot wear trousers. So nikaamua hapana, enough is enough.
Let me ask you, even at this point, she didn't take time to explain to you why it was so important for you not to wear trousers?
No, okay, there's a time she was saying that Biblia inasema sijui mwanaume asivai nguo za mwanamke. That is the only thing I remember her telling me.
Tell me if this makes sense to you. Many parents, me being one, we are very quick to impose rules on our children, and we don't want to go through the hard work of explaining why we are doing what we do and how we do it.
True.
So we'd rather just command,
Yeah.
and we like it so much when our children just obey.
Yeah, because
Because it makes our parenting easier. and then when you challenge, we feel offended, and we feel like our parenting is not good enough. But would it have made a difference if she had actually explained to you? Because yes, the Bible, Old Testament, kuna mali nasemanga sijui wanawake wasivai nguo za wanaume, sijui kuna place ya vipuli na nini. There's something like that.
But kuna trousers za wanawake.
But at the same, I'm just thinking it was more about protecting you from being seen.
Okay, for me, actually, for me, Mimi, if I would have been her,
Yeah.
I would allow my daughter when she was young to wear your trouser. Because you see, a girl in a trouser for me think is more protected than being in that skirt.
Correct.
Because in that skirt, anitume pale kwa duka, dakika ngapi mtu akinishika hapo
Unfortunately, and that's the same thing I was thinking in my mind. So if she had taken time to explain, okay, she had her reasons for declaring that. And of course, I'm pretty sure she felt very offended when you spoke and you told her what you thought. But angekuexplainia pengine haungekuwa so against it.
Yeah.
Ama ungefanya vitu just to show her, you know what, I can do this. But your relationship with your mom also, because she was strict, or she still is strict, is strained.
Actually, it's strained a lot. But you see now, when after being through a psychology class, and you see most of the things, I'm that kind of person. Ukisema, so muongea, mimi nakwambia ile yangu. So the decision is yours. You see, because she's like, sometimes, you see, maybe when she sends me money, and anatumia pesa, she's like, buy this ya hii pesa. I was like, hey mom, I'm not a kid. I think my mom is let me see, just about protecting.
She has your best interest at heart, even if sometimes it doesn't sound like it.
I remember, I think it was 2 months ago. No, first, last year, actually, when I wanted to cut my hair, I called her and told her, Mom, I want to cut my hair. You know the first thing she told me? Usiku nakata weke dreadi.
Yeah.
Yes. So for me, just 2 months ago, I was just thinking, so and even the day that I went home with my nose pierced, where?
You have a nose ring?
Yes. A small one.
Oh.
So it was, yeah. It was like, I think I've committed the greatest sin in the world. So for me, 2 months ago, I did a research on Google about dreadlocks and nose piercing. And luckily, the Bible says, I think in the book of Judges, that Solomon had dreadlocks and 7 locks on his head, which symbolized the devotion and purity before God.
Hata sijui hiyo.
Yes, me, I had to look for it in the Bible.
To justify?
Yes. For the nose ring,
I like you.
For the nose ring, it is there in the book. God was telling the Israelites, as a sign of my love to you, I'll put a ring on your nose.
Guy.
Yes, it is there.
Kwani mimi usoma Bible gani?
Shauri yako. So from the day I learned that, I now got 2 points. Nobody can tell me anything. So I took the screenshot, immediately sent it to my mom. So I told the mom, I think you and other women should read this again and again and again. Because I'm sorry to say that you pastors, you know, you should learn that this is a different generation. You're giving us the word, but you're not giving us facts. But actually, I love arguing based on facts.
Yeah.
You know, I know 1 + 1 is 2, but someone can tell you 1 + 1 is 11, lakini hakuna facts kwa meza.
Mpaka unaanza kujiuliza, by the way, si inaweza?
Inaweza. Bora kuna facts. So after telling her that, until today I've never had her questioning my nose ring. And actually, I think I'm gonna put those dreadlocks now because it is in the Bible. So
well, kama hata mimi niko na sister locks. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Now, there's something else I picked, and I think it's very important.
Okay.
Because I feel there are some people who could have picked that as well, and they would want to understand how to go through. You said that at you went through a depressive episode. Yeah? And your coping mechanism for the depressive episode was sleeping for hours on end. How did you overcome that? Or is it something that you're still struggling with from time to time?
Okay. Especially when I was at home, actually my hope was when those flowers of mine. Because every morning when I could see them grow and while I was watering them, so back in my mind I was like, you know what, even if I'm at home, even if so and so are learning na watamaliza mbele yangu, the way I'm watering these flowers is the way I'll water my dream. And actually yesterday I was thinking back. So yesterday when I was at home I was like, you know, just looking at my barua zangu za attachment. I was like, wow, mimi nilikuwa tunaelewa jinsi na depression side ndio niko hapa. It's true. Sometimes I think, see what, anytime you're feeling that you're low, I think you should just speak positivity. Because for me, the first thing when I wake up in the morning, I normally look at my mirror and I normally see something positive about me. Yeah. And I think that has been mine. And anytime, and you see, when I'm even in a matatu, I even greet the person next to me and I don't do anything. Yeah. Like, hey, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And I normally have this habit, napenda kukaa mbele sana jioni. Nikitoka shule ama mali natoka kwa matatu. So nikikaa kwa gari, this dereva mambo umeshindaje? So you see, like we see this person ukimwongelesha pia nikuongelesha story na flow. Yes. So for me I feel nikishuka chini, I think I feel I've made someone smile. So for me think if you want to go through something, make someone smile. And for sure you will overcome that thing. Oh wow. Yeah. Well,
so you were able to come through by being affirmative of yourself, you know, indulging in a hobby that you like, the planting the flowers and seeing them grow and blossom, so that gave you hope. And showing up for others also give you a sense of hope. Yeah. And I also want to believe you being a counseling student, you are going for therapy sessions as well.
Exactly.
Okay. Hapo sawa. Now, if there's someone watching you, and address watoto wa pastor. How do they find themselves, find their own identity without the pressure of being identified as being a pastor's child? You're bearing watatoa wapi?
Okay. For me, number one, I think self-awareness is one of the is key. Because you see, when you are aware of yourself, of who you are, because you see at the end of the day, even being a pastor's kid, a pastor is also a human being. You see, self-awareness is like, who are you? I'm a human being. So don't tell me that I'm a pastor's kid. I'm a human being. Even my dad, who is he? For me, don't look at my dad as a pastor. I've never called my dad a pastor. Never. I never. Dad, I call him dad. So if you're a pastor's kid, but actually it's one of the toughest thing. Mimi sikuwa najua. It's tough. Being a pastor's child is tough. I normally have friends who we normally meet who are from pastor's family. Tukipatana kila mtu anasema masaibu ya kwao.
Ati nikipatana wapi?
Tukipatana, we meet. Kila mtu anasemanga masaibu ya kwao.
I caught that one.
Some even talk and you even feel that you are much better than them. Some talk, you even feel, oh my God. So for me, I could just advise them to become assertive. You know, like you tell a mom this thing. You say, okay, mom, you said I don't wear trousers, but mom, kindly try to understand that I'm a guy. Ninakuja, don't expect me to dress like a shusho mom. But you see, when I'm at home, I'll dress the way you want. But nikitoka, please just allow me, you know, because I'm sure if there's a parent who has sense kumwongelesha hivyo, hawezi kata kukusikiza. So being assertive and having self-awareness is the key for me. Yeah.
What would you like to tell those people in the public who are looking at you, children of pastors and preachers, and expecting you guys to be the epitome of perfection? What word do you have for them?
For me, I will tell them that I'm a daughter of a pastor, but I'm not a pastor. And see, at the end of the day, simply because my dad is a pastor, don't expect me to follow his path. And then, see, that's why you see many pastors' children rebel. Unapata, huyu ni mtu wa pastor lakini, anavuta pombe, anasmoke. Don't expect too much from me, because I'm still a human being like you at the end of the day. It's like, I did not fall from heaven like an angel. I was born in a hospital like you, for heaven's sake. Oh my God. Hey. So don't look at me like the bigger picture. Look at me the same way you look at this child of yours. Mtoto wa mama, mtoto wa mlevi. Niangalie pia mimi hivyo. Don't expect much. You should be a role model to who? I'm doing my own thing. If you want to follow me, you follow me. Yeah. But don't come telling me you should not do this because you are a daughter of a pastor. What is, I mean, kukuwa mtoto wa pastor ni nini? My dad is, being a pastor is a call. Mimi sikuitwa. Mimi nilizaliwa kwa nyumba ya pastor, and it's not my fault. Because for me, I was thinking if if we were to choose where to be born to, my friend, kila mtu angekuwa London. Praise the Lord. My friend. Especially those who know me. Kwanza mtoto wa pastor amevaa hivi. Actually I feel bad, but you see at the end of the day, I owe no one an apology. That is me. I'll wear what I want. And what I feel I'm comfortable with. So I'm not a picture to look at. Yeah. You do your own thing, I do my own thing.
Yeah. You're doing you.
I'm doing me.
Unapologetically.
Unapologetically, by the way.
I like that. I like that. You need to own your space.
Yeah.
And own it loudly. Give us a parting shot.
Ooh wee. Hey, a parting shot. For me, I can just say learn to embrace people. Don't judge people. Ever true. Learn to embrace. Ever true. That is the keyword. Embrace. Don't judge people. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. From us here, we are very grateful that you kept us company throughout the show. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment and share our content widely. Thank you so much. God bless you. Doodles.